And today I have with me in LH Radio, Mary Shelley.
Yeah.
Howdy.
How are you guys?
Good.
Bien.
Super.
Muy bien, muy bien.
We actually,
Muy bien.
if you want to just interview Jackson, he could do it in Español. He could string it together. He could
Hablo
do
un
it,
poquito, pero...
Ok, muy
Estoy
bien.
practicando.
Entonces vamos a tener toda esta conversación en español, ¿ok?
Sí, a mi trabajo. Yo tuve que hablar español.
Oh, I love it. And you guys, how's your Spanish?
My New Year's resolution is to learn Spanish.
Okay.
And I'm off to a terrible start. So this is going to kickstart me. Más o menos.
Más o menos. Well, after today, you guys are gonna have like a huge goal, which is speak more Spanish. Because after today, you're gonna have like a lot of Latino listeners around. So.
We want to tour Central and South America.
So bad.
Oh
That's actually
my
so bad.
God, we'll get there.
Because we know the crowds are the craziest there.
Yeah,
We have a lot of energy.
we're ready.
So I'm here with Mary Shelley. So let's have like a little introduction of each of you.
What's going on?
Hi, I'm Taylor, originally from Oklahoma, 26 years old.
This is her dating profile.
This is my icebreaker.
Long
My
walk.
icebreaker. And I'm a Cancer, if that matters to you. That's all.
I'm Jackson, 27 years old. So a few more miles on this tank of gas. And I am from Chicago.
Oh, wow.
I'm Charlie. I'm 28.
Ooh, boo, yeah.
And I'm the drummer. Oh, I'm from Boston.
I'm Sam, also 28. Jackson?
27.
No. You
boo,
made a
boo.
terrible sound.
Oh,
after-
right. Oh, you're back.
You
Oh,
gotta-
my God. I can hear the bones
We need the
cracking.
connotation of
Thanks.
each number. I'm from Oklahoma as well as Taylor. Do a lot of do everything except the drums in the band. Charlie says put.
That's true. I'm the cornerstone.
Okay, so we have Oklahoma, Chicago, and Boston. And you guys are like, the band is from New York City, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
formed
think so,
in
yeah.
New York.
Let's talk a little bit about that,
yeah.
how everything started.
We Jackson and I met after going to school here, and we started to decided to jam and felt good, synergized well. And then Jackson, why don't you tell how you met Sam?
Oh, and then me and Charlie played our first show at a talent show for alumni, and we got wiped the floor with by a magician.
He was a good magician.
Very good magician. I wish I knew his name because we've talked
And,
about
and
him.
I was the magician.
And Sam was the
Sam.
magician. No. That would have been, our stage shows would have been a lot better. But then I met Sam that night of our first show, and I had my guitar with me, and Sam started asking me about music, and we talked about jamming, and he was like the first person I actually texted after, because you meet a lot of people in New York who have guitars. They're like, oh, we should jam sometime. You exchange information, and you'll never see that person again. And so Sam was the first person I actually messaged, and it was very,
It was
very.
like 3 months later, I think.
I think, yeah.
like
I was like, I'll never see that guy again.
A bit of a delay still.
So 3 months later, it was 3 of you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was 3 of us for like 2 years, and then
Yeah.
we had another person, and then another year we added Taylor in.
Mhm.
And Taylor's been in the band about 2 years.
And Taylor, tell
Yes.
us, how did you get to the band?
Well, the story goes, I was talking to our mutual friend, and I was lamented. I had just moved to the city, and I was thinking about what I wanted to do with my life in this city. Big difference from Oklahoma, a lot more possibilities. I was like, I could be in a band. That would be so cool. Something I've always wanted to do, but never really like gelled. And our friend told Sam, kind of like in passing. And then you want to take her to the rest of the story?
Oh, then I was just like, well, if she wants to be in a band, she's got to be in our band. And then he told me, he was like, oh, well, like, I think she probably wants to like do her own band. And I was like, oh man. But then they both came to one of our shows. And after, I think Taylor was like, oh, this was really cool. And I was like, cool enough to like be in the band. What do you think? So then we were doing a Doors cover set, and we needed like a 5th member for that to have like keyboards and all that jazz. We didn't want like Jackson to have to double up while he was like doing a whole like Jim Morrison impression. That takes like all of your mental focus.
Right.
So we had like Taylor kind of like, because these guys were a little skeptical. They were like, can she play? And I was like, she's way better than me. Just you'll see. So then we kind of did like a trial run with like her playing bass on the Doors cover set. And I think it was pretty obvious after.
Yeah,
that
she
point.
killed it. She came in every practice and just nailed it.
Just knowing songs better than anybody.
So you guys
yeah.
were worried, like, oh, is she gonna be like?
No, you just gotta.
But then you were like, oh, is she gonna say yes to us?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love
Yeah,
it.
buddy,
Oh,
yeah,
we
we
were
just like,
I never worried about them like accepting her. It was all about like, would she want to be in the band?
Of course.
And it's
like-
still that. I have nightmares about her leaving the band.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
sorry.
People have tried to poach.
Yeah, they tried to
People
poach her.
have.
Oh,
'Cause they're-
let's heal.
yeah.
Tell them you're not
They
leaving.
they have to present something more fun
Ooh.
to me. It's an idea.
They're not fun enough.
No,
Oh,
yeah.
man. We're not fun like we're used to. We're
No, you
two of
guys
us
are
are
fun.
28.
Come
I
on,
love
guys. I know
Sudoku.
you can do
Sudoku's
better.
fun.
Dude, I know you can do better.
We gotta give her like board games.
Yeah.
Is that even fun?
You'll be
God, I'm in
entertained.
my head now.
Okay, let's talk about the name, Mary Shelley.
Ooh, yeah.
It's the author of Frankenstein,
Okay.
which we
Facts.
borrowed.
Oh,
our-
that's who that
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Our very first show, just when it was just me and Jackson and I. Actually, I don't know if that's right. Anyway, it was our first show. We were trying to come up with names. I wanted to be something like the Reptiles or Knife Fight.
Or Shark Fight.
Or Shark Fight. That's what
All
it was.
valid
Yeah,
names.
yeah. And
Although
Jackson,
knife fight is illegal.
Knife Fight's that's a
Nightmare
lot. That's a
waiting
lot.
to happen.
Yeah, but Jackson wanted to be the pretty girls, and we couldn't decide. Just ended up becoming a game of I Spy. And then my girlfriend walked in and joined in, and I had Frankenstein on my desk. So she said Mary Shelley. It was right around Halloween. We were like, yeah, good enough. And yeah, good enough.
Okay, Mary Shelley. I love it. Everyone love it, right? The first time I
Yeah.
saw you guys was in Winter Madness, like 3 years ago. I
Oh,
think.
wow. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
You guys
Wow.
were competing.
Wow.
And then we joined you on a residency at Berlin on the day.
You were
with,
there.
Yes.
Oh.
I manage Eclectic Charango.
Oh,
Yes,
You
yeah.
were
We
there.
are-
Yeah.
That's how you know
We
Pedro?
love them.
They're
We
awesome.
should have
Yeah.
lost to them in Winter
Yeah,
Madness.
they-
We they performed. We were like, guys, we're done.
We're cooked.
Yeah.
And so that's the first time I saw you guys, which was amazing. But then not too long ago, I saw you again in Baker's Falls as part of the new Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was last year, and I was like,
Yeah.
wow, like, boom, like it was like a huge change for good. Like,
Awesome.
you know, it takes time to develop
Yeah,
a
yeah.
product or a music or whatever. Let's talk about the music styles. Why did you guys choose that genre? It was something like Jackson was into it, or you were into it, and then you started like giving layers to it, or it was something like we want a punk band.
I mean, really, I think it was like Jackson was really into 70s punk, like very like faithful, tried and true when the band started. And then just like over time, like we all have such different influences. Like you can like see, I think like the evolution of like when I started bringing in songs and then like when Taylor started bringing in songs, it's just like kind of a hodgepodge of, I don't know. Now we're not like so like defined by punk.
Okay.
I think we stick to like the punk attitude or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're super
Yeah.
punk, bro. But I don't know. We have lots of songs that we're writing right now that are not like, I don't know. Would you guys call all of them punk? Maybe not all of them, but punk
Yeah,
adjacent.
There's something else happening.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's evolving to something different.
usually you wrait a song and then people tell you what it is. You know what I mean? Like you're not
Mm-hmm.
really like that aware like when it's being written. I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get your name for all these Bushwick and punk circuit or Lower East Side, East
Yeah.
Village punk circuit, like these communities that are huge, right? What is Mary Shelley based? You guys live in different boroughs of the city, or you guys are based like in?
We got 3 Bed-Stuy and
Yeah.
1 Washington Heights.
Oh, okay, cool. So I guess that's how you guys got involved into this Bushwick punk scene.
I think it's just where a lot of the venues are.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of like the venues for up and coming musicians with weirder stuff you can find in Brooklyn, Bushwick especially. You can find like a lot more holes in the wall. But definitely, I feel like everything is either in Brooklyn or downtown Manhattan as
Right.
far as like venues for up and coming artists.
Yeah.
Our first time playing Midtown is on Friday.
Oh, well, actually,
Okay.
our first time playing with you, our very first show. Our very
Yeah, it
first
was.
show.
So it was-
yeah,
that was
yeah.
in a,
That was
our-
Midtown?
It was like
No, Columbus
37,
Circle.
close enough.
Oh,
no.
what are you thinking of?
No, our very first show.
The talent show.
Yeah.
Oh, the cutting. The cutting room, which is a notable jazz bar. So it was not really.
Familiar with.
Terrible name.
It was very bad. Yeah.
Cutting room.
But it used to be like very legendary at some point,
I think
right?
so, yeah.
I think so. And then
Or still.
a guy from Sex and the City bought it. That's all
Oh
I know.
no, that's
one?
it. We
Mr.
lost
Big?
it.
So it's
Mr.
ruined.
Big.
We
It had
lost
to be big.
it.
It had to be big.
Big. He's in big trouble.
Okay, so we are here in LH Radio, New York City, Queens, Jackson Heights, and Roosevelt, and we're gonna take a musical break. That was the nursing home jig by Mary Shelley. I'm also learning English here. I was like, guys, how do you pronounce this? Geek, hick, jig, jig.
Something we do down south.
Así que espero que los que todavía están escuchando ahí que no entienden ni papa de inglés estén ahí conectados, gran hijo de madres, que van a aprender mucho en este show. And then let's keep our conversation going. We were talking about Bushwick, right? Bushwick.
The Schwick.
So you guys got into all this. How would you describe this community in Bushwick when it comes to punk or when it comes to all these DIY kind of musicians or bands that we have over there?
Super welcoming. Everybody's incredibly friendly, and then everybody willing to help out, put everybody on each other's bills. It's a great place to be. Yeah.
What venues do you think like are part like of this circuit? Like I would say for all these listeners that maybe have like a band and they don't know how to start to get shows or like where to go watch like a super cool bill.
Yeah. I think the first step is just going to a show. Go to Arlene's Grocery or something like that, and then everybody who's there is also probably a musician, and it's a great way to meet people, and they all want to play shows too, and that's how you
And then
go.
from there they will go to another one and then we keep the volume rolling.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cycle.
Okay, we are here at LS Radio. For those of you who doesn't know, the station is located in a mezzanine level of a train station in the subway, inside the subway. So there is like a window in front of us where we can see everyone coming back and forth. And there is this lady looking at us right now. Hello, tune in. So
She's
you
not
know.
happy about that.
She doesn't understand. I want to say hello to Mary Shelley audience that show up to the studio. Thank you so much for showing.
Shout out the great Rosso Rosso.
Shout out.
Great band.
He's
great
in the
band.
seat.
We also got Lucy from
And
the
from
band
Shago.
over
Yeah.
there.
We got some reps. We got
some
Jack, my bestie.
Hello. And we have Sam. Shout out to Sam, guys.
Sam Sumter,
Our manager.
the queen of Brooklyn.
Yes, the
And
queen
runs
of
Bands Do BK.
Yeah, shout out to Sam and her book. You guys can get it in Amazon, I guess. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
got it on
Bands Do
Amazon.
BK.
We will have to do another diversity jam with Sam.
Yes.
Like very philosophical with a glass of wine.
Okay.
An album is nothing compared to writing a book.
Right.
Truly.
Right. I'm a big fan of Sam too. I love your bill, Sam. Shout out to Sam. So yeah, you can follow Bands do Brooklyn in Instagram to see what she does. I think it's amazing. And also, of course, follow Diversity Jam. Sounds of New York City follows Mary Shelley. And let's keep talking a little bit. So I want to know how guys, how did you get into this creative process when it comes to writing an album or composing music? Like, how is a Mary Shelley rehearsal?
A little scattered.
Yeah, a little freeform jam, a little
Yeah.
each of us bringing in something to work on, whether it's just like a riff or like a more fleshed out song, and it's pretty wide open, which is cool. And yeah,
Very democratic. We all try everybody's idea to make sure the song gets forged in fire. It takes a long time, but it does help sort of establish a strong identity for each song, I think. I'm
Yeah.
biased, but
Okay. And tell us a little bit of your influences.
Ooh, my big two are probably the band Tool and the band
Tool.
Radiohead.
Okay.
Those are my like go-to. I can just rattle them off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to go with The Sword and Slater Kinney.
Sabrina Carpenter. That's right. And then other than her, I'd
Do you hate
say-
Taylor Swift or Sabrina Carpenter more, Jackson?
I don't hate either of them at all.
Really?
I don't
that's, that's not what I've heard. From
I don't
you.
wish
False.
hate on any woman in this industry. This industry is tough enough, okay?
You have
You
got
don't
a
have to
different
tell
voice
me.
when it's being recorded.
Tough enough as it is. No, I think they're both fine. I think it's cool. Sabrina Carpenter's got a lot more guitars baked into her mixes, which is cool. She's bringing back the guitar solo in pop songs.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. But I'd say I have big influences like Idols, the British punk band, and Talking Heads, and I grew up on The Clash, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm big on like Talking Heads and Sonic Youth, and Nirvana was like my first love.
Okay, okay. That's listening to the conversation and then just like re-listening to the songs in my memory, in my head. I'm saying, yeah, it's not fair just to say like, oh, we do punk. No, like it's a lot of layers. Like, well, it's difficult in New York City to define something. Right? Like to
Yeah.
put a tag on something, especially nowadays where artists are having so many influences from so many people from some different backgrounds that you're like, there's a lot going on. Let's talk about it a little bit. How does New York City influences your music style? Or how does New York City gives you like something to inspire you? Or you guys don't give a beep about New York City?
We love New York. We owe like
Yeah.
we owe like our sound to New York. You know, like I think the first couple times we went and toured, we learned very quickly. Like we just thought we were just a band, you know. But like once we get out of New York City, audiences are like, "Wow, you guys are from New York." Like a very New York band. We don't always know what that means. I know it has something to do with like how like in your face we are, and like you know, like living in New York City, like it's not just like the people, but it's also like the sounds and the machinery and the scaffolding and the construction and the old subway trains that go like
That was a good.
I
That was a
think-
good impression.
we have like thank you very much. We have like a very natural like inclination to like put like dissonant sounds into our music, and I think like we realized that like kind of after the fact that like it is kind of like a little bit like the sounds that we walk around and hear day in and day out, and like the sort of like anxiety of being surrounded by so many strangers all the time, which is like a wonderful and beautiful thing, because like that's the great thing about like making music in New York City is you have so many influences. That's why it's hard to define, and like being hard to define I think is like only a good thing.
It's also great that every artist worth their salt plays here, which is really, really nice, because I think all of us, whenever we see a live show, get inspired. I remember like a bunch of us went up to see Gilla Band together, which are the kings of like rhythm and dissonant sounds, and like we saw Fat Dog recently, who are like a great party band, or Viagra Boys, or like, you know, I think whenever it's just nice that every artist that we're interested in comes and plays here, and we see them live, and then we're just like off to the races with ideas.
Yeah, even when we like play most bills, like every band sounds completely different for the most part.
Right.
Like we're all, you know, we may all be like in the rock atmosphere, but like it's easy to kind of get out of the groove of what you're doing. Maybe you're doing it too much, but the other bands that we see around town like are super inspiring because they're just like doing all kinds of different sounds like that we don't do.
Okay. And are you guys like planning on recording right now some like an album, or are you in the process of recording? Or
We're not recording right now, but we are doing a heck of a lot of writing.
okay,
I think the whiteboard had like 17 songs
Yeah,
on it.
something like
Probably
that.
it's probably longer right now.
Oh wow.
We joke about doing a double album, which we would actually do if we had money, but that would be so expensive.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna have to like cut
Kind of
that down.
yeah,
and,
stretch it out.
Yeah, figure it out from there. But
We did release a new album last year, back in
good plug.
what was it, July last year?
Yeah, it was
June, yeah.
It was June.
June.
Yeah. Bloodhounds. Anyway, check it out. Short album, but short but sweet.
Check it out. And you guys went on tour as well last year, right?
Yeah.
You
Couple
guys-
times, yeah.
Yeah.
They were touring with Gogol Bordello, one of my
Yeah.
also super cool band from New York
definitely
City.
need to see them before you die.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
For sure.
It's a unique time.
They're an important band to see at least once. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a live band.
And you get your money's worth. They play for 2 hours.
Yeah.
They're out there rocking every single song.
Yeah.
Every single song. It's
Yeah.
It's
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I love about New York City. Like, I'm from Colombia, and I remember listening to Gogol Bordello in the radio back in my country.
Oh, wow.
And then when I
Wow.
came to live in New York City, then they were just hanging out there like in our weekly. And I'm like, wait, what? What are you doing here? Get off my radio.
Yeah. There are people that love the scene as well, and they
Yeah.
worship the scene in New York, and New York is everything.
Yes.
Such a New York experience. Yeah. I mean, we've met like so many like cool people through Gogol Bordello, like people that are associated with Talking Heads, and like Steve Shelley of Sonic Youth was at like a show that we did with Gogol last October, and we know Walter from Gorilla Biscuits.
Yeah.
Quicksand.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Hardcore legend.
Cool.
So-
Yeah.
super cool
so
guy.
just stuff like that. It's like very New York experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that about New York City. And let's not talk about music anymore. What do you guys do in your life? Like, where do you hang out? Where do you get that happened to me, that I open a bar. Oh, Mary Shelley, what are you doing here?
I work at a restaurant called Le Crocodile in Williamsburg. It's like, I guess I was recently like top 5.
No way, that's in front of my house.
No, really? You live in
Yeah,
Williamsburg?
I live in North 7.
Come on over. I'll hook you up. Yeah. I work there. And it's like top 5 French restaurants in New York or something.
Okay.
Yeah, so I work there. Outside of that, I like meditate and do yoga and work on music. And that's pretty much my life. Watch movies.
Nice. I work as an editor, video editor for ads, and just made the jump to TV. So very excited about that. It's a
Okay.
grind though. It's very grueling. But so I'm struggling to remember anything else that I do. But
This man thinks about the Roman Empire.
it's true. I was a classics minor back in the day. But,
They're fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Great.
They-
Yeah.
that's our
Rodney the
tagline.
By the end
greatest.
of this session, you guys are gonna be like, check. I make sure, okay, Taylor? I promise you.
She's
I'm
in.
dead.
She's in for
That's
life.
like I promise.
That's good.
I just play like a lot of basketball. I should
bit
get
of
a
baseball,
job. No,
right?
I've got a couple day jobs. But
What's the main one?
the main one is at the Apple Store. I work at the Apple Store. And so that's what I do. Big reveal.
It's where he flexes his Spanish.
But yeah, I do that. I nanny on the side a little bit.
Aw,
and
that's
so
so cool.
yeah, it's fun. But definitely, I just write music, play basketball. There's a huge Brooklyn musician basketball scene, so that's been a great way to like
A
cross
huge
pollinate.
basketball. Wait, let's say that again.
It's like a bunch of musicians, these like pale, skinny, scrawny boys who play basketball all together, and then talk about the music, the little poems they're writing and putting music to.
Wow.
Little
but
jingles.
Some great people I play with, like Sam Zalta of Bambara, and Kyle, whose last name I don't know, of the great band Consumables. Yeah, lots of great musicians play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I nanny a little bit as well, and so we might start a business
We should.
about that. Yeah.
And nanny,
That was Sam's idea.
musical
originally.
nannies.
Oh, she has
yeah.
a lot of experience.
Yeah.
Taking care of
Damn.
That was sick.
She's quick with it.
Damn.
She's quick with it.
I'm tired.
Okay,
She
guys.
puts us to bed on tour.
let's take a musical break. That was Going to the Beach by Mary Shelley. You guys can find it in Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much in every music store, right?
Deezer.
Deezer. That's the best
Title.
one. That's your favorite. Like,
Yeah, that's the absolute best one.
That's the best one.
best one.
that's
No,
the one that doesn't pay 0.02, but that pays 0.05.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my favorite from now on. And yes, so I want to take this moment to thanks Los Herederos Radios for having us here, Mauricio Bayona and Naomi Storm. Thank you so much, guys, for opening up a
Thank you.
space for us to discuss a little bit of the music scene, independent music scene in New York City. And this is Diversity Jam, Sounds of New York City. Para todos ustedes que siguen ahí conectados afuera de Estados Unidos, en unos 10 minutitos vamos a tener un performance en vivo desde acá, desde Queens, el barrio más diverso de Nueva York. en la estación de Jackson Heights y Roosevelt Avenue. Así que quédense ahí conectados para que puedan escuchar el concierto que Mary Shelley nos va a dar hoy en donde sea que me estén escuchando, en sus carros, en sus casas, en sus audífonos. Quédense ahí conmigo. Síganle cacharreando al inglés, que yo también le sigo dando duro. And so we are here with Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley, so what's going on right now? What's the plans?
Great question. We just came back from Sweden. That was a great time. They love Bushwick over there. They could not stop talking about Bushwick.
They were
Really?
so
Yeah.
excited that we
Yeah.
were based there.
Yeah.
Our very first performance, somebody in the audience went, "Talk about Bush Week."
And what did you guys say?
Oh,
Probably
well,
like PBRs,
PBRs.
cigarettes.
PBRs, mustaches.
I think I said something
Yeah.
offensive, probably.
Probably.
Bad
Yeah.
haircut.
We love,
Tattoos,
something
yeah.
about gentrification probably
Yeah.
is what we said.
Gentrification.
Yeah.
It's,
That whole thing.
Or gentrificación.
Yeah.
gentrificación.
If you will.
Lo siento.
Lo siento.
Everyone on the station has a new favorite member.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's Jackson, guys. Pueden buscarlo como Jackson en
Sorry,
Instagram.
ladies. He's taken.
Te amo.
He's taken.
This is where he lives.
You know where he works.
Yeah.
I was being more like for you
Oh,
guys to
no.
shout out the places you
Yeah.
hang out at, but that's amazing.
All the chulas showing up.
So in Switzerland, they love Bushwick, so they know like there is something such a Bushwick in the world. Like
I don't
it's
know.
becoming a big thing right now. Bushwick is becoming a big thing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The new Williamsburg.
Definitely. There's gonna be a Whole Foods on every corner in like 5 years, and like some of the venues right now are struggling. Like shout out Our Wicked Lady
Yeah.
if you have some bucks and you like
Yes.
that venue. Definitely
This weekend
send
they're
them
having
their way.
a fundraiser festival Saturday and Sunday.
Emphasis on the fun.
Yeah. It was
Right.
on the fun. Yeah, I think like The Thing is headlining one of the days. Bunch of cool bands.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna be there, and of course, shout out to our Wicked Lady.
Yeah.
They will have a fundraising. I still struggle
Excellent.
with
No,
my
you got it.
English.
Yeah.
Fundraising this February 1st and 2nd, Saturday and Sunday, right? And they have like a super sick lineup. So yeah, if you guys are around, definitely go there and check that out. Also excited, and thank you guys for accepting my invitation to play this Friday. It's gonna be like my first booking in Midtown, so I'm very, very excited.
Excited to play.
This Friday at Gambit Wars, we're gonna have our first booking, and I invited my friend Ozzy from Showbrain to collab
Oh,
together
yeah.
on our first like punk like. Sorry, not punk. Punk with a
Go
lot
for
of
it, punk, yeah,
influencers, Bill.
Yeah.
So,
Shout
yeah.
out Ozzy.
Yeah, Ozzy's
Yeah,
awesome.
Ozzy's
If
dope.
you need a
Yeah,
drummer,
true.
Ozzy will probably be down to fill in.
Yeah, he'll
You
do
know
it too.
that?
Yeah.
So yeah, also if you guys haven't seen Mary Shelley performing live, you can go this Friday after 7 p.m. to Gambit Wars 1155 6th Avenue. Super cool and sick bill. And let's keep talking a little bit about what we were talking. That is like this Bushwick scene, this New York City scene. And I wanted to ask you something, like like United States, probably we are in a bubble in New York City, but
yeah.
there is a lot going on with this guy wanting to send us back. Like, what would
Yeah.
you do without me?
I literally, we would all cry
For real.
without you.
Yeah.
Aw.
We need you.
What did you guys think about that? Like,
Bad news. This is not good.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. Like that's like what this whole city is like defined by. I feel like is the immigrant experience.
The whole
Like
country.
yeah, the whole country really, but especially New York.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes the magic of this whole city. Like, and that's like that is the culture of New York. So it's probably the death of American culture, really.
Yeah. And like hating
Not to be
a-
dramatic.
hating a group of people is like in the ingredients list of authoritarian fascism. There was like a guy in Germany that did that too, back in 1942.
Started before that.
Give me the actual year. Give me the actual year.
I'm not doing that. Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I spent all morning being like, do like all my friends like lose their health insurance today? And it turns out no, but it's on pause. But the
On pause, yeah.
the press secretary doesn't even know. So like, anyways, fuck Trump.
Oh, okay. Yes, it's really cool to see that you guys like live in New York City, and yes or yes, you have to like we all like convivimos together.
Yeah.
Convivimos together, and that's pretty cool because that's like what bring us here in Disabled, for
Yeah.
example. So thank you so much, because I also think like making music is a way to create conscious about an awareness about everything that happens in the world that is not only here but around the world. So yeah, thank you, Mary Shelley, for your music and for everything you do. I'm gonna have you guys prepare to your live performance.
All right.
And not without allowing you guys to do some shout outs or any comments or anything you want to say before saying goodbye to the audience.
Ooh.
Shout out Rosa Rosa. Shout out
Yeah.
Shago.
Yeah.
Shout out the band Awake, even though they're broken up. They have a great album.
True.
Any other bands that people should know about?
2-Man Giant
There's a
Squid.
lot.
They're killing it.
Such a
Yeah.
good band.
My friend Brian Chigini, just a great friend, just a nice guy.
The band Scorts is amazing.
Scorts.
Sports is sick.
My friends
Trophy
in-
wife. Is
Ooh, yeah.
amazing.
Trophy Wife is so good.
The Max, who just played here, are going to play here soon, I forget. But
I
very
don't know.
lovely
Yeah,
fellows.
They've been here.
More mustaches
Oh.
in that band than any other band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out our biggest fan, Stephen Birch.
Stephen Birch.
Stephen
shout
Birch,
out.
Ryan Reed.
Ryan Reed, what's up?
I can't forget Mark. We got to throw
Mark.
there. Come on.
Mark Seligman. What's up?
And thank you for listening.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And,
And if you
thanks
can't
for
catch-
coming to Sweden.
And if you can't catch us Friday, you can catch us the following Friday on February 7th at Main Drag in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, good plug.
Beautiful.
Shout out Dead Tooth.
Perfect. So while Mary Shelley gets ready for their performance, I'm gonna stick around right here with you. Thank you guys for tuning in to the radio station. For those of you that have been following the whole episode today, thank you for sticking until the end. And we are coming to the best part where they come and then they do their live performance, which is pretty cool. I was just listening in the sound check and it's so cool. So I'm so glad that you guys are still there connected. Para todos los que están ahí, Mary Shelley va a hacer un performance en vivo de aproximadamente 20 a 25 minutos. Así que quédense ahí conectados para que puedan escucharlo.